Ada di Zuke Anim but to Shukone, Tipu Chang or Sherwa, that Tambo, and the Jake, Kono, at the Gambro Semke, and the Dingy took the Chagores, and then Ningar JP Tipalia, Java Shukshimbo Jedi, and the Java Jedi, and the Garsora, number Sunjim Topsada. Then and Maubana Tipaset talking Jimmy Sadi. And then never let over top said. I didn't never top said it on to him. Delia and the chicken come dead, and Chopia loss of Pata, the Niki, to Simbo come dead, Simocomia, and then Jimbala Sobocombia, and the Jicket, that the mirror that Peasant Roach Kashi, what did the negotiate.
Now, previous session, we then looked at concluded looking at the four opponent powers, as well as various ways that one can cultivate them. The four opponent powers, the first one cultivates is that of the basis, where one goes for refuge and generates bodhicitta. And independence on that, one generates powerful regret for previously accumulated negativities. And that then is the power of regret. And independence on the strength of these two, naturally, one will turn to the third opponent power, that of restraint, where we commit to no longer coming under the influence of our afflicted minds and performing these negativities. And then, at that point, one engages in the power of the antidote, which is the accumulation of virtue in any method that one is most inclined towards. And then in the previous session, we looked at a number of different ways that this can be done. So whether it's through making offerings, doing prostration, such as through the confession, the 35 confession Buddhist practice, or whether it's through mantra recitation, such as Chenrezig or Vajrasattva, or whether it's through analytical and perhaps placement meditation, such as on topics of body, such as bodhicitta, emptiness, and the six perfections, or which other virtuous method one feels most inclined to.
And then you put up sugar and Diva Chang said it, the young of the sugar, Diva Chang said it, those genets, Jehan sugar shared it. So then you put up sugar and Diva Chang said, Messenger, Diva Chang, do. Down the Mune, Chaw Sa, Diva Chang said, this is what Chaw Sa, Diva Chang, so Chaw Sa said, Gavada, Mia, and Tabata Tamji Kimbo Toyaki, Deyu, Gavadipa, Sa, said, on to Jik Niji to call Mamma, Nuba Church at Tadela, Gavasa, Diva Chang said, on the Diva Yovadi, to Congo called Nuba Chun Chun, Mamma Sula Diva Chang Sura. Just on Chaw Sa, Diva Chang said it, on Chaw Sa, Diva Chang said it. That did on Mazuki, but to you could Diva Chang said that, and that Jiba the six Sondan Kaka Mato, and then Dondaji Chakore.
Often when one hears teachings on the Buddha Dharma, one will hear an exaltation to engage in the accumulation of merit, or the accumulation of virtue or positive karma, and the purification of negativities, the purification of non-virtuous karma. So the meaning of accumulating virtue or merit or positive karma is that we accumulate ever stronger good qualities and or virtuous imprints on our continuum, increasing the store of virtue. And the meaning of purification then is to eliminate previously accumulated non-virtue, previously accumulated negative karma, to weaken and eradicate this. And the practice of the four opponent powers, or the technique of purifying through the application of the four opponent powers, as we have been discussing in the preceding 5 sessions, is principally focused on how to eliminate previously accumulated non-virtue and refrain from repeating such harmful activities.
Manzuki that the Tibet Manzuki Botushuko, the Tibet Chanta, the Shea, and the Gariche Hosana, Tanganzuki, the Samnona Bishita, some Bishita did Wakangele, Chik Samnonalia, Koy, Dungalia, Gun, Dache, Dungala, Tarudu, and Samnodi, Niane, and some Charataya. Tene dele gyobe nipa de sul yorosine konjo sumla yore sepeke deneki konjo sumla yoba yishebe yishedi samla shukcharja daya. Tene ngana zuki nipa de da sui gyobure lane konjo sumla gyobure sebe konjo sumla yishebe yishe deba di yan nipa char daya. Tene ane 다 마음반에 가서 디바 제교 노트 레샤 선배가 노트 균 하고 여기 균이 바디 균 하고 여기 삼로디 죽셔다야. 내가 마음반에 다디 지기메서 제네 노트 지기 민도 선배가 삼로디 죽셔다 고미야 디레도 하고 죽셔다. 근데 내게 땅에도 땅원에 고미야데 지지도 되는 거 저기 자주 셈 공부이나 셈자 탐소인도 산조고 뭐 토쇼 세베 삼로도 곰디도 디 삼로디야 누가 찰단 거와 누가 찰단 거래. 안디나신 당한조 대시 다 도지심bio 검대치에도 도지심발에 대바제지도 제제한 저기 검제 아는 아사야도 안디 도지심발이야 대바도 숙처 따야다 안디 혼에 저기 딩아사링한 저기 누가 숙처 따야디 언두시거래 지난 되네 인자 누우전에 디고샤 초사 집장 제여도 돈달라 아주 심래야 심규어 따야게 됐 삼로도 교왔던 거래. 지상한 주 삼로디 이 뉴버처 수고다. 개위초 삼바디 네 뉴버처 수고를 봐. 지나다 개위초 삼로디까지 뉴버처 수고이네. 당한테 녀마기 만줄리 디비기 사셰비 디비 초디 뉴버디 마춘 수주고 왔다. 아직 디바 장탄데 되는 자고 뉴버총 주고 그랬지.
This, in our time together in this retreat, we've been speaking about primarily or explicitly how to purify negativities. And we've looked at how to do so through the skillful technique of the application of the four opponent powers. But before we started to look at the four opponent powers, we spoke about what it means to purify. And this came down to changing our way of thinking, transforming our mind. So thinking back to our first two sessions, what we covered there, we focused on the need to transform our way of thinking. This is the meaning of Buddhist practice. And now if we take that understanding and we apply it to what we've covered subsequently in the four opponent powers. The first opponent power we cultivate through firstly reflecting on the sufferings of samsara, generating an overwhelming desire to be freed from all sufferings in samsara, or at the very least be freed from the possibility of rebirth in the suffering lower realms. And in dependence on that first part of the first opponent power, one generates the strong wish to be freed from suffering. One turns one's attention then to how to do so. Who has the ability to provide us with protection from suffering? And this, and there we enter into the meditation on refuge, seeing how the three jewels have the ability to provide us with protection, with the meaning, as we covered, that the generation of the Dharma jewel in our own continuum, the minds of the Buddha Dharma in our own continuum, is this that provides protection from suffering. So this is what we looked at, the first antidote, that of the base of basis. So what we see here in the cultivation of the first antidotal power is through reflecting on suffering, we generate a strong wish to be freed of suffering. And how to do so? We cultivate the mind of refuge. Who can protect us? The three jewels. So this is an entirely mental process. We're transforming our way of thinking. And in dependence then on cultivating that first opponent power, we then think about the causes that are keeping us bound in samsara, the causes that keep us experiencing unwanted suffering. And those are our previously accumulated negativities, and we generate regret for them. And we spoke about how to do so, the various steps in that meditation. This too is transforming, changing our way of thinking. Likewise, with independence on these two opponent powers, we naturally go to the third, the power of restraint, where we promise to no longer engage in such negativities, we commit to restraining our way of thinking. And once again, this is a mental activity, changing our way of thinking. And then when we come to the cultivation of the power of the antidote of our choice, whether it's turning towards Vajrasattva and with strong conviction in in Vajrasattva being indistinguishable in essence from all the lamas and Buddhas, we then engage in the practice of Vajrasattva. Or if we go into analytical meditation such as generate bodhicitta, whichever of the antidotal powers we cultivate, this too is clearly a mental activity, an activity of transforming our way of thinking. So here, hopefully, it's now very clear that Buddhist practices, all practices, such as these four opponent powers, are about changing our way of thinking, transforming our minds. And through practices such as this, we are accumulating huge stores of virtue, of positive karma, of merit. And this, of course, is, as we saw in the second session, this is placed on our mental continuum. All this virtue there is accumulated. And as our virtuous ways of thinking strengthen and grow and multiply, the contrary, non-virtuous ways of thinking proportionately weaken. Here we often use the analogy of a scale. As the weight of virtue grows, this serves to weaken the strength and our habituation to non-virtue. So here, hopefully now it's clear, this whole process is mental. It's about changing our way of thinking.
Simgi tendo yoba zadi, ta meba soba la simli ya jangdur che kukures, chizanga to samlo simna jangdur che che, ane je che kukures ya che, kisin sheba na shin, ane chizanga to simgi du chine simgi, mahazo simdi gewi chola ya undu gyur che, gewi ge simdi pa nuba cher tanya di, zuki ta di shi kore. Chizanga gewi samlo di nuba cher tanya du, then migiwe samlo di nuba chung zhoya ta, nyama migo samlo mena migiwe ge, nyama ge migiwe chibi nuba di semgi tendo yoba yinza, mazo gewe semdi kazi shukche ge digala, nyamba samlo kazi kyo na di semgi tendo gewe ge nuba di shukche sha zhugo re. Gewe nuba di kazi shukche zhoba yina, da migiwe nuba di shukchung zhugo re. Di nashi da mazo sam nalo ya migiwe nuba di kazi migiwe kazi jeba yina, mazo digba da khonro sa, da duya cha, 데니기 미고 가제 제베네 semgide 미기의 누버디 슈처셔 자용을 미기의 누버디까지 슈처에 나가서 기위 누버디 추르던 거래 지나 기위 누버다 미기의 누버니디 차단하시러라 디네 인장 안주기 다두 지나가서 디버장라도 sem이야 안식 대바자야 다 데니기 곰자다 잠재 곰야다 돈이 곰야 데네도 곰 sem디 기위 초데 삼마까지 슈처다나 다 sem이데 기위기 누버디 슈처셔 주고 기위 삼로도 누버 셔셔도 안 디테는 유비게다 미기위기 누버디 마 총총 주고 봐다 디네 인장 안저 가상 다 개와다 미개와디 가와이를 sem이데도 여러 디 인장 안저기 sem 정도를 채우고 예시 진짜 디네 전 나버상 이배 상이 좀 된디기 만줄야 아니지게 디부정야다 근데 탈바 탐지킴이 토비하다 데넬야 안조 안저기 근데 디기 주야다 강한 세계 탑름 조어디 sem기 sem교고 장도를 제야야 안 곰자고래 지다 이 곰자와라 안 곰나 신고 봐자 된다 삼 땅고래 된다 삼 땅고 봐자 그거 봐라 퇴고 봐자 양보 먹고 퇴고래 제사 땅보 퇴고 먹고 제 되네 되는 삼 되네 곰자고래 되네 곰잡나 아니 녀모 받쳐서 봐 투그레스 제사 탈바다 탐지기 먹고 봐 투그레스 상이 쯤는 디게다 angzo digi juya da dungasibi ki tablam zodi ane sem duye ki tablam da son shabanza da di dinga zuge da duxine gom japna de nyambo to shu ko ne dikwa changso shiya du da sem de jongdo shiya de da se wu shu cha go wa da
As we looked at in the second of these 6 sessions, a place where non-virtue is to be found is only on our mental continuum. It's not to be found anywhere else. The storehouse is on our mental continuum. And therefore, being found on our mental continuum, the way to eliminate non-virtue is to transform our continuum, to purify our minds, transform our way of thinking, transform our minds, purify and cleanse our minds. And this is done through strengthening our virtue, weakening our non-virtue, which means strengthening our habituation to virtuous ways of thinking, to wholesome minds, and weakening our habituation to non-virtuous ways of thinking, to unwholesome minds. And this is achieved through engaging in ever more cultivation of virtuous minds. In other words, through reflecting, meditating on virtuous minds. And as we become more inclined to virtue, more habituated to virtue, naturally we become less inclined, less habituated to non-virtue. So as we are, virtuous minds such as love and patience and compassion grow and strengthen and become more stable and more easily arise within us, the contrary, non-virtuous minds, such as anger and attachment, they proportionately weaken. The strength of our afflicted minds proportionately weaken to the strength of our virtuous minds proportionately growing. And Buddha Shakyamuni, he taught that the way to achieve liberation from suffering and enlightenment itself is through the transformation of our own mind. And how to do so? Hear teachings, reflect on them, meditate on them repeatedly over a sustained period. Hearing teachings on the same topics and new topics again and again, always reflecting on their meaning. And through the process of meditation, which can be translated equally as habituation or familiarization, we transform our way of thinking, become habituated to virtuous ways of thinking, become less and less and less inclined to non-virtuous or afflicted ways of thinking. And this, Buddha taught, is the certain, the unmistaken method to attain liberation from suffering and enlightenment itself.
Onda diri nganzu di shoke she di da diri na dibi changtang kor ale she bare da dene yenza da du sin nganzu ge nyamlen je ko myo di ane diba da go re she ri ba da kan diba da ne kan da go re se she chora da diba kan da go re se she da di shi ya do da di kor ma shi ya re da de.
This morning we looked at how one engages in the purification and practice, and now we're going to come to look at when one meditates, how does one actually purify negativities on one's continuum?
Ini tu kerja namse wala guru. Ini za dan namse tu kan chigur sene. Da dangbo nime phani ngazu ge zemling na sa kap she ge din ma dönro gozu de öde sule de karsa de sligur wa. Dene nime de ya de karsa de shuk che guru wa. Dene nime de su jasang che de dine ngazu karsa changje na da hun de be se guru wa. Dene nime sha ya gozu mani dön ya gozu badang namsa 나고디 메가 수고 말와 그림베 리베진 당보 차라지도 두치네 통라마다 되는 것도 두시 락바다데 락베 리모 통라마다 된마제 야 세세세세 통님이 수수수 세세로 되네 곧 님이 수샤도 차상 통해 최고로 와 어디 나시레 나저 안에 지게 디버 나주게 되니게 대시 쇼게 셰바나지도 수고명도 갑라 냠nen지도 갑라 남사 디바디게 요바디 메바 차르고 쓴 책이오 말다. 제가 데니게 가지 고명도 고명도 저 뉴뉴 당 거로 와다. 뉴벌 마서나 충충충충 당 거로 와.
To understand then how the purification actually works, let's take an analogy. So if one is up early just before dawn, outside, it's really dark, one can't see. But as the sun starts to rise, then shadows start to appear as the light of dawn starts to fall. And one can start to make out shapes and get a feel for the environment that one is in. And as the sun continues to rise, one can start to see ever more clearly until the sunlight is bright and we can see with vivid clarity. So the rising of the sun in the morning is a process that's slow. It's not like the turning on of a light. It's slow, and it happens in a relatively fixed time. And this we can then liken to our process of purification. When one engages in purification practice, it doesn't serve to immediately eradicate all afflictions, and one transforms from the darkness of a deeply afflicted mind to a clear mind of wisdom and love and compassion. Rather, it's a slow process. It's a process where one sequentially weakens our habituation to non-virtue whilst strengthening our habituation to virtue.
Dene ngazu bene dunga chenpu shu nyong goya ki ane je dipa sa sho ba na dipa sa yo ba ina da nga ju ki dene ki nyambo to shu ko ne dipa sha tu chi no komyo de ane tu chi no komyo be dene ko ba le dene ha ji dipa be ne dunga be shu chenpu nyoya ki je ki nyoya ki ju dipa ti ke ane mo ji komje be di nu ba le dene 안 마총 다제 디비기 디기 제보디 마음바는 동아 또 충충 용고야로서 쇠다 안에 아도도 전에 야네 야도 검진 마주기 디샤프기 샤게와 계절의 숙철로도 안 동아디 균에 디게 다 디바디게 제보 동아디 균에 요 먹어야 쇠다 두 신진 바신도 안에 가서래 장고래 장나디.
If we think of powerful negative karma that we have accumulated in the past and that's abiding on our continuum, when that ripens, immense suffering will follow from this. But if we engage wholeheartedly in purification practice, then the purification practice will serve to weaken that negative karma. It will be very difficult for us beginners to eliminate it completely, especially as beginners and especially from just a few sessions. But it will serve to weaken that previously accumulated negative karma. And as we continue over time with our purification practice, should that karma that is now in the process of being weakened, should it ripen, its strength and its duration will be greatly reduced. And as we continue with our purification practice over a sustained period, we'll eventually come to a point where that previously accumulated negative karma, powerful negative karma, whilst not completely eradicated, has been weakened to such a degree that it is highly unlikely it will ever ripen. So this is how the process of purification works. Through engaging in it repeatedly over a sustained period, one weakens further previously accumulated negative karma, eventually to the point where it is so weak, it is very unlikely it will ripen. It's very unlikely we'll experience any suffering effect from it.
데네기 디버사죠 바이나 먼저 디샤치 디캅라 나지 로망고 유능고 용거야 되게 나지 로망고 용거야 되게 뒤통통 용거야 그렇지 다 되는 마지는 다오직스 용거야 되는 마는 내가 저 검견에 나지 야네 하는 검바데 님이 가지 님이 직스 용거야 게 되는 되는 마총 좋다 가슴 질려 되는 유능 용 먹어야 게 님이가 쇠투야 돼 디고 림바시는 메마 차르고 수고로
Powerful negative karmas, they can ripen in a way that one experiences that suffering result for an extensive period of time. But it's through this process of purification that the strength of that negative karma is weakened. And therefore, should it come to ripen, instead of, for example, leading to severe suffering being experienced for, say, a month, then whilst one will suffer, and perhaps still severely, but it would only be for a few days. So in this way, we see that through the weakening of previously accumulated negative karma, either or both the strength and the duration of those negative imprints are weakened.
Gabriel yang 저기 되니기 동안 용거에 배 인지 민지 동안 용거에 로직 디파사요 배나 나 저기 님부터 쉬고는 샤샤샤요도 갑라 아니 간삼지리야 아니 나도 체텔이야 아니 고로치 돼서 나제 되니지리 다제 나 현다 동안 용모에 고 나와 잠비다 대시 동안지 다 제고디 나 저기 체텔이야 고점나 고돼서 나와 잠비 다선시 될레 민지 다제되니 동안 용모에 차야 되는 거래지 지상아주 가브리엘이야 비네 계주 망고 두두 갑라 계주 망고도 냠내 망고 지엘이야 지네 나자다 되서 고나야로 다되네 되네 용식이 됐어 계속 가르엘람나 직진나 되는가도 디바샤도 깨와 치말이야 동아 빠도메 봐 용고에 되게 되니게 체될이야 되니게 아 저기 냠낸 제비 계위 니베 똑기 한 디베티기 마 장고래 장제는 거도 동안 용거에 다 체될이야 나 체틱 동아 잠질 용어진 다지 마음바나 용모가 차고래지 언두스네 지켜 숨거와.
For beginners such as ourselves, the way that we can come to eliminate previously accumulated negative karma is, again, let's say it's a very powerful negative imprint. We applying ourselves to purification practice repeatedly over a sustained period, utilizing the four opponent powers, weakening our store of non-virtue, so that its strength and its duration, should it ripen, its strength and its duration will be greatly weakened. Then, let's say this previously accumulated powerful negative imprint, should it ripen, it will ripen perhaps in just a minor discomfort, such as a headache or perhaps an illness. And here we are now experiencing the ripening effect of the severe previously accumulated negative deed. But because of our practice of purification, it has been so weakened that the way we experience it is incomparable to the suffering that would have otherwise followed. And this is the case when people who have been applying themselves to practice diligently and accumulating a lot of virtue as well as purifying, then the store of negative karma on their continuum is weakening. And when it does ripen, instead of ripening in a way that would bring suffering that to us in this life would be unimaginable, it ripens in a way that we perhaps experience a disease or an illness, or perhaps just some pain and discomfort. And this is how we can then eradicate, or this is how a previously accumulated non-virtue can be eradicated. Having weakened it, it ripens and is eradicated, but the suffering that is experienced is incomparably less.
하얀식 나려야 추추루샤제 근데 하얀 나로가 추디 감야게 된다고 원래 매를 따베나 단 메디 슈촌촌지 마드메네 추감야려 가소리 에 니버 슈주 마디요 말와 근데 메디 슈 첨부 쉬어베네 추감야데 레라 감도 말와 지사 다도 당보 추디 감고스 워드 메다지 메슈 첨부 슈 당제 남산 깔마하시 당지 메디 쇠샤바나 추디 되어서 감데 말하되 그러와 아니 제자한테 추디 매드 땅지마 무디시 매드 땅샤샤베는 추디는 거 매가제 무디시 슉체데 가제 무디 땅베네 미 추디 감야리아 레라 교화 감도 거래 다 매드 슉 춘춘랑 집에 슉첨부 샤라 매바 춘춘춘제 다 무디지 직땅베네 대 감야 감물 때 글리 마다 감야를 뜻 마 균인가 거고와 어디네 인자 안주기 추가면이 메니기 메오기 메디 슉 첼류당 아니 메디 체와디야 그 균링 류기 토네 추가면이 레라와당 아니 감야기 레라와 용고래 아니 감카와데 레라와디 용고로와 나디나 아야나를 추유유를 봐도 메나 메땅에도 나 교가 감투고 주망아에는 길리마다 감투고 말와 어디 나신데 알아서 줄래 디바여 봐이나 알아서 그 계절 줍제 대신이 보통 쉬고네 삼단 계절 줍야디 같이 알아서 군로 전주sem나 점로다 군로 휴체와다 대기 줍이 가서 하는 알아서 배수 체와지네 줍바이나 아니 권바이나 알아서 디바디 다해야 교가 다두고 그래 안돼야 못이지 님이 지금 배수 쉬우체제 님이 가실 때 마치 샤샤네 지과래 시라 요마 제가 모두 이제 제배는 되는고 배수의 친부의 돈에 군로한테 자주 쌤다 되는게 돈에 배 계주 또 친부의 돈에 배수의 친부 제제 모두 이제 제배는 디바데 다야라 레라 요하다도 거와 지나다 다 길리지는 니버시라 매등인데 제가 제배나 다야라레 듀스칼카르 균링하고 거와 디네 자다 가젤레 디바디 다야라 요하다투야 당 안에 지금 차상 다투 윤에 동안 요 먹어야 되고 다야디 소소소 냠nen제라 라리고래 소소기 냠nen제 계절디 가지 슈체와다 윤요와다 되네 고바이나 안에 디 하네 디바데 다야랴 레라와다 요하다도 고래 당한저 계절 주비아디 니베시라 메디겐 데스 주야다 안데니기 야 무디메 바자 가브리야 지마제와도 세네 무 마티바이나 아니 가브리야 디바라 사딘 제베네야 가소레 디바 다야랴 아니 요거 다투고 말와 진짜 되네 자다 디바 요거 다 된다라 디바 요거 다다 마다 세링하고 주길라 초 기회섬로디 자체다 뉴브체어다 무티체 검토바이나 나 디바 다야랴 레라다 요가 지금 거래 다 된다 디르와
An analogy which explains how purification works and how we should apply ourselves is if we think of our stove at home. If we have a pot on there and we're going to boil some water in the pot. So the goal is to bring this cold water to the boil. So in order to do so, we need to turn the flame on the stove, and in dependence on several factors, such as the strength of the heat, or the strength of the flame, the length of time, the duration that we leave the flame burning, as well as how much water is in the pot. In dependence on these three factors, the water in the pot will either boil quickly or won't boil at all, and maybe only become slightly lukewarm. So there are those three factors there, and in dependence on those three factors, a varying result will come. And it's the same with our purification practice. If to the extent that we put great strength into our practice, so each session of purification practice, for example, if we put great strength in it, great strength meaning our mind is concentrated, is determined, the four opponent powers, in particular that of the basis and that of regret, are generated in a powerful manner so that they are sustained through the others of restraint and antidote. Then it's like we can liken this to a powerful flame, a large flame being lit under the pot. Then secondly, if we engage in practice repeatedly over a sustained period, then the combination of practice done with great vigor, with determination, as well as repeatedly, can be likened to a powerful flame under the pot remaining lit. And here then, we will be able to, here when we practice, when we're doing so repeatedly, and especially when we combine it with a strong determination, the purification process will be so much more effective. And then in terms of the amount of water in the pot, this of course also makes a difference to how quickly the water will boil. We can liken that here to the effectiveness how effective we are in transforming our behavior. Whether we stop adding water to the pot, in other words, we turn away from non-virtue. A combination then of purifying what has been accumulated and ceasing the further accumulation of non-virtue. So it's just like if the three factors of boiling a pot come together, not too much water, a powerful flame that is left on until the water is boiled. Likewise, if we engage in our practice with genuine determination, so with a mind that is focused, as well as doing so repeatedly over a sustained period, and ensuring that we are diligent, not just in the meditation session, not just when engaged in an overtly a religious practice, but at all times, transformation will come about very quickly. Here, what we need to do is engage in practice repeatedly over a sustained period, rather than when the mood takes us. Similarly, when we do engage in practice, do so with determination, with vigor, not guard against a mere recitation of words. And then thirdly, ensure that our practice is not just left on the cushion or in the gampa, but is something that we carry throughout our day. The outcome of that meditation session, we keep fresh in our mind, ensuring we don't allow our mind to come under the influence of the afflictions, but rather stay under the influence of virtuous minds. When one's engaging in continuous practice of purification, one's mind will start to transform. So there are several signs of this, and some of those signs may appear in our dreams. So those that one may experience are where from one's body, in a dream, from one's body, one expels a repulsive liquid, such as one vomits in the dream. Or one is in an environment with bright light, such as bright sunshine or bright moonlight. Or thirdly, one is involved in physical conflict. One fights and one defeats someone or something that would bring great harm. So here one wins and defeats what would have otherwise brought harm. Or then another illustration that one can experience in a dream is receiving teachings, engaging in the receiving of Dharma teachings. So these are some of the signs that one can experience in a dream, and they are signs that one's purification practice is leading to a transformation of our way of thinking.
Nilam Jidana, Nilam Pesa, the Mitimba, Demba, Mitimbi Pele Shigorwa. Cesar Manzu Diva Denege Jambi Kabla, Anyanchi, Tasan Nilam Nalia, Dinashin Tasan Chubaina, Sosoyan Samlan, Odanga Diva Jangidu, Stangi Diva Tasos, Dagidu Sempiki, Young Yakia, that in Yangayoras, Cesar Deso, and those genes at Nilam Toa and order, Nilam Ge Pedi, Midimbe Pede, Cesar Midimba, Nilam Ge, Nangazuki, Cesar Che. Rashi Matu Temba Matu or Temba Yomares, Carse Milam Penashires, Milam Pitcher, meeting prepared, Chesa Dine, some dancing Ageki, Timares and Beki, wasn't Ageki Yomareche, Chincabrilla, not the Diniche, Nilam, the other Dibata, and Adibata, also be Chingayeki, the Chichina, Digan, number, Dibati number, Murachina, Geshe Thubten Yameba Charu, Nimes, Suagin, Chesa Dinigi, Nageki, and Chesa Dini. And
also, though, it needs to be said here, though, that whilst these are signs of purification that one may experience in one's dreams, dreams are not reliable. They are not reliable. Just because one dreams of bright sunshine or moonlight, for example, it doesn't mean that this is definitely a sign of purification. It may well be, but this is not certain. And the second point to make with dreams, in particular in this context of potential signs of purification, is when one has such a dream, be aware of pride arising. There is the danger that when one wakes up in the morning and thinks, oh, fantastic, I'm doing so well, pride may well arise. So here, don't grasp at the meaning of the dreams. Think to yourself, well, this dream appears to be auspicious. Fantastic. Let me continue with my purification practice. But don't grasp at it. Oh, this is definitely a great sign. Let me go and tell everyone. The purpose of the Buddha Dharma is not to generate afflicted minds, but rather this, of course, is an obstacle. So should one experience such signs, great, but don't grasp at it. Remembering dreams are not certain.
Zadinegi, Mazuke, Tibetan, Yamanje, Kom Jadu, Soso Tineke, Nawara, Sinilam Nalatine, Misona, Tenanga, Tibata, Subinat, Tonso said, Soso Power, Yang, Ayachen, then Michasana, she is all that I didn't Nilam in the Tons, then I did with Dias and Chasana Shin to go over all this Dinichevene, Soso Kisha, Yato, New Order.
Whilst it may be the done thing in society that when one experiences something quite extraordinary and you're excited within yourself to share this quite widely, this is not what we should be doing as Dharma practitioners. Should we see or should we have auspicious signs? And we can take joy in this and use it as determination to continue in our practice. But there's no need to share this with others. There's no need to respond in a way that may be a reflection on pride that has arisen within us.
Zandinigi share Misugi and Sosoina, Tonso Sempik Sosla, Naja, Musin out your Jepe, I watch you that I watch you that I love to dealing I get shoot chat, didn't I get no more? Since I knew what shoot chat, that the island never no more the shoot chat, which is the senior motors, my you do nothing I get no more the shoot chat, I never just that the some so the top of Koyon, just that the subject I get much water.
The danger that one places oneself in here is even if one checks and says, oh, there's not pride, I'm really excited, and you go and tell people about it, then your friends may well praise you in return and say, wow, when I've, from my practice, I haven't received anything like this, any signs like this is truly amazing. And they praise you. And there's a point where pride may well arise, and you start to think of yourself as a little bit special. And here what has happened is that through one's great endeavors, one is purifying one's mind. But now with pride arising, pride being an affliction, one has ended up polluting one's mind further. So therefore, one needs to guard ourselves with care. We've spoken about a number of points in our time together, looking at purification, what's meant by purification, how to do so, and are the signs of being successful.
ten de la goga brawa ta diringa milu top dene ge chue chi goga bra ta di ba sha thang ne so hao ko so dene za ta di ba sha na sha hu du sim te ta diring dene ge sha ma to ba ina ta ne nga zo mi da wa se de ge di ching ye ba yo ma de se zang nga zo mi da wa de se yu da nga zo ya shi ye ge yu da jian mang gu che yong gu de se de zhong wa qi zhong wa da nang ge ane zhong yu chu ba da dene to ne shi ye len ge di ching ye ba se yo ma de se za dene yin zang 당할 로제마디완 파 직디바샤기 디치기 안직 다오하시 지기 지직제 로니숨 젤야 안가 레가데 차제 안가 저다데 레가도 디 차선데 내가 님부터 쉬고니 디바차 샤야나 장인 삼제 두 삼다바이나 근데 게디싱해 봐요 말에 안제네자 안저런 레가 차 빠라제 디바차야 말아 빠라들 가서 시송 바이나 되네 맞아 매니가 소리 계지 동안 용어 차고래 되네 이자 다 되네게 게지싱 해봐요 말제산 치워 밑다 봐셔야 돼 그딜에 하고요 말 되네 이자다 데링이네 고가 프레드네 아니 디바디 샤야 고좀제 샤기 세베 님부터 없이 삼다지 디바 샤기 세베 어두스네 삼다제가 저게 디바 샤고야 되겠지 모르야지 그래 되네게 치워 밑다 봐 삼다바 있나 당아주 디바 샤야게 냠는 제야들라 교고 제야게 고중고다 고중고다 다 지오면 삼마든 제마데 디찬 디제와섬데 윤을 하러 그래 딜하바이나 디바라들 제야 고 말하나 네 용심을 하고 그래 디리는 방어도 고중 제샤바이나 마오바나 가지 윤을 하바니 경요 말 가지 디바라들 냠는 제용을 캡산나도 경요 말아
Now then, let's talk about how to embark on this process of actually engaging in purification practice. We've spoken about how to do so, so let's talk about how we should be thinking at this point. All of us have achieved a human rebirth, not just any old human rebirth, but a rebirth that is precious in that it's marked with the 18 qualities. And having this precious human rebirth, we also have the opportunity to receive teachings. We have the time to receive teachings. We have the time to meditate on these teachings. This is truly rare and precious. We have knowledge, some knowledge of the Buddha Dharma. We have a wish to receive teachings and to reflect on them. So these have come about in dependence on causes we have accumulated with great effort in the past. And now we are experiencing the results of those efforts. But we shouldn't leave it at this. We now need to turn our attention to impermanence, in particular the impermanence of this opportunity, the impermanence of this life. There are so many causes that will bring this opportunity to practice the Buddha Dharma to an end, as well as the opportunity of this life that we've achieved, the opportunities that can be achieved in this life, to be brought to an end. This is our final teaching session. The opportunity to hear these teachings is impermanent. It's coming to an end. Our life too is growing ever shorter. And in fact, there are so many causes that can bring our life to an abrupt end. Or even, we may live out our life to its fullest lifespan, to the extent of our lifespan, but there may not be very much of that left. We have no idea. This is a key point to reflect. Our opportunities within this life to engage in virtue and spiritual transformation are impermanent. This life itself is impermanent. We have to reflect on this, because without doing so, we continue to be deceived by procrastination, by the laziness of procrastination. We continue to be deceived by the laziness that is the engagement in an abundance of worldly activities. So we need to guard ourselves against thinking, I need to meditate, I need to engage in purification practice, but I don't have time. I'll wait until the kids go back to school, I'll wait until my work projects are finished and I have more time, etc. Because like this, life's events fall on us one after the other. We know this from our experience. So therefore we have to reevaluate how we utilize the 24 hours in each day and see what is important, what has to be done, and what actually we don't really need to do. Because the reality is, we may have many years ahead of us. But on the other hand, we may think we have many years ahead of us, but just have some months, some weeks. We don't know when our next life will come, but at one point it will be just a breath away. And when that final breath remains completely unknown to us. So it's reflecting on the impermanence of our opportunities to practice Dharma, as well as the impermanence of this life, that turns our mind to reevaluate our priorities. And through restructuring how we spend our time, we then will suddenly find we can engage in meditation, and not only engage in hearing teachings, reflecting and meditating on them repeatedly over a sustained period, but doing so with vigor, knowing that each session may be our last. We may even not complete it. So whatever I do, let me do it well. And in the periods between our meditation, we'll know that we may not even have another session, because our life could end. So therefore we need to guard our minds, no matter what we are doing. So this is of crucial importance. This is how we transform our lives. And if we are fortunate and we have a long expanse of time ahead of us in this life, as well as good health, such great benefit will come from this meditation. Or if our life is nearing its end, this meditation will ensure that we don't waste a moment of what remains. Therefore, it's my sincerest hope that all of you take whatever inspiration has arisen in this retreat, in this time together, and include this purification practice in your daily meditation. Whether you do it in the morning as part of cultivating your motivation for the day, or in the evening after your busy day, you sit down quietly and engage in this practice, whatever is most suitable for your circumstances. It's my hope that you build on the meditations that you've done in this retreat and continue to engage in them day after day after day, gaining ever greater familiarity with minds of virtue, weakening minds of non-virtue. lama Denju Milu Rinpoche Chasang Tunyen Chasang Chang Deba Chagade. Chasang Ngana Zuki, Denigi, Denju Milu Rinpoche Ruya Dela, Dada Ngana Zuki Milu Rinpoche Tawadi, Gyawa Ngama, and Tsurim Sovike, and the Lunga Yusum Yejotim, Tsurim Subi, Tsurim Yitibure, Chasa Tsurim Subi, Milu Rinpoche Dire. Danga Zet Den Dela Ngana Zuki, Tunyen, Jayata Jabade, Gyawa Ngamagi, Jimbe Yamne Jibi, Jimbe Tibu Chagore. And said Delia Sosuke Wombo Tawatang, Jidinigi go Gobrawatia, and the Subian Chagore. And Dadan to church, the church, 10 years, but church, you Gobrawati, that young among Zuki, Zundu Church, Zundichi, Zundig Yamnegi, Tibuchagore. Dadan Zuki, and Lama, J, Lamas and the church,
Dini Cobravati, Yavanga Molam Tabiki Tibureda, Anzuki Chesa, Yava Mama Chikna Lama Danchi, Lamets in Church or Rubber Show, Sibiki, Molam Tabiki Tibula Dine, that also said Elia, Dustine, Denji Millusion, which has on sound, but it's Chagorwa. Chesa, that Manzo Din Delia, Nyamnagang, to the Jawa, the Kichimushu Chaware. In Adam, Yamne, Din Delia, Jajum Bada, and the Lam Yamlin top 2 ribes in it, that Chichina, Sosorang and Yamne Chalara, Ligora, is that in top 2 or Tomatu. You see, Matuba in the Damazo Karsha, that Yawachima in the Yamne Chiagi, Din Chabachu, Chazam, Dini Insa, Yawachimagi, and it Mazu Church or Cobra, Donala, Din. Kebachin and Denju Denjugi and Lutin de Tobialia, Manzu Besuchawadi, the Gusawadi, that in the Gutukwadi, Besuchim, Jawadi, Gachmachaware.
Amongst all the varying rebirths that are possible, we've all attained a human rebirth that is precious. There's nothing more superior than this. For spiritual transformation, we truly are in a remarkably fortunate circumstance. And moreover, not only have we achieved a human rebirth that is precious, we have good material conditions around us, and more than just the obvious material conditions, we have all the conditions that we require to spiritually develop. The Buddha Dharma exists still in the world. We have companions who are also interested in the Buddha Dharma and encourage us in our spiritual development. We have met spiritual teachers and are under their care. And physically, we have our sense faculties are complete, which means we can hear teachings, we can read books, we have sufficient mental capacity that we can understand the teachings, we can meditate effectively on them. And all of this has come about independence on our endeavors that we have made in the past. In our past lives, we accumulated all these causes whose results we are experiencing in this very life. That we are born as a human, and that we are born as a human, is due to, in our past lives, having practiced ethical restraint well in terms of our physical activities, our verbal activities. We were restrained, we were ethical, as was our way of thinking. And this is the primary cause that leads to a rebirth as a human being. Moreover, in that we have favorable circumstances here, this has all been achieved due to our karma we accumulated in the past through practicing generosity. That we have our sense powers complete, sense faculties complete, so we can hear teachings, read, and reflect well, has come about in dependence on our practice of patience, as have our harmonious relationships with others come about in this way. And that we have an interest in the Buddha Dharma, and not only an interest in Buddha Dharma, but inclined to virtue, is due to our practice of joyous perseverance in the past. And similarly, that we have met a Mahayana teacher as well as come under their care, and we have an interest in the Dharma, is due to our prayers in the past, not to be separated from our spiritual teachers, to remain under their care and guidance from life to life. So this rebirth of great fortune that we have achieved has come about in dependence on our endeavors. So this is good to reflect on, in that it leads to us having great strength of mind, that we've done this in the past, and therefore we know we can continue to do so. Because in this life, while we have the ideal basis to achieve liberation from suffering, to become a foe destroyer in our hearts, this is difficult to do in this one life. However, we know that we can achieve the causes that will lead to us attaining good rebirths in the future, and thereby have the ideal conditions to continue our spiritual progression, where it will be ever easier to attain liberation from suffering. So therefore we commit to cultivating these same causes that we have done in the past, commit to cultivating them in what remains of this life, so that our spiritual progression, our skill and ability to be of ever greater benefit to others, grows from lifetime to lifetime.
어디네 인자 당한 저기 된주기 다 저기 루틴 개발전 토약이 규사야지 다 대시 시작하나지리 저기 예 주름념내 지야디 주름념내 지야다 진비념내 지야 수비념내 지야 존재념내 지야 되네 디가래야 몰람 답이야디리 아니 대시를 영화주의 신의기 념내 딩이지념내 신의 마토바 있나 양아줄이야 대대리야 셈 직제지도 내지고 곰 두스장바이나 니겨와 치마 대주의 밀루르비 된델이야 남이야 중화리고 남이야 중화 안나 저기 제델이야 시러인 냠는 된진저 준비게 두스제 삼다 제바이나 되는 거 저기 시럽디 디기 겨와 치마 대주의 밀루르비 토비 된델이야 하는 거 저기 다양한 직제바지야다 되니기 냠는 지야라 시럽디 사바다 야용고래 되니자 다 두스네 아주 체텔이야 안대시 아주 니뭐 없이 삼단한 갑이야 지 파신 주기 냠니 제가 해로와 제자된 니뭐 없이 다야 겸유사 답 되네 가서 겸로지 전주 셈게 안에 되고노디게 안디가래야 nga 디바기 교sem게 치마나 지금에 셈베 담심게 되네 인자다 아주기 두스네 디링이 디바샤게 삼체 안디게 담 아주 주름소야다 진바삼 진바곰 수림곰 소야 삼다 또 삼다 진바님len지 되네 서버곰이야다 서버곰이야 곰 되네 존재점이야 되네 한도시네 아주기디 타마들이야 몰람 자고를 셰이마디시 제가 마오바네 대사 대주 밀루르마치 토끼위 신예 안 생이데 덴바지 체지 디선에 최야부시 냠에 야부시 유라와쇼 세지 나 소소라랑기 메베게 라마 지텔이야 안 제지도 소와 됩제 라마 결혼 아니 지가 충분히네야 단예들에 나한테 예제 라마 결혼기 뭐게 라마 뭐게 로마차 알라메스는 최고수 최고수 년제 안 태바지면 최년지 제제 안 제라 펜바 야침부 두투 용어쇼 선제 어도스 몰람자 어도스께네 나저디 예침부 쇼차고래 제자디 당아저기 된주 밀루르 된주기 루딘 토백이 다때 유디 디차고다 당아저기 진배념을 추리념을 쇠배념을 존재념을 되네 몰람자야 되네 삼대나 셔래념들이 자사 당아저기 디차고래 어디 제거해야 되는 것도 예침부 쇼차고래
Causes that we have accumulated in the past that have led to us having the result that we are enjoying in this life are the cultivation of ethical restraint, the mind of generosity, that of patience, that of joyous perseverance, and then prayer. These are the 5 causes that have led to this rebirth that we've achieved now. And therefore, these we need to continue to accumulate so that we can continue our spiritual development life to life. And if we add to these 4 a concentration meditation, either where we try and develop single-pointed concentration, or as was mentioned previously, when we're engaging in other forms of meditation, whenever we gain a realization of the topic, abide with it, rest with it. This way, we gain familiarity or habituation to a concentrated mind. This not only serves then to strengthen our familiarity with that virtuous mind one was meditating on, but through developing greater concentration, the ripening result in future lives is additionally that we will have less mental distractions. And that greatly will aid our spiritual development. And if we also then add in the cultivation of wisdom, which can be done in different ways, can be done through analytical meditation on a variety of topics, as well as meditating on, say, dependent arising, coming to cultivate the wisdom understanding emptiness. Then this not only accrues great virtue, but in our future lives, we'll have greater intelligence, and it'll be much easier to engage in more profound levels of, ever more profound levels of analytical meditation, and we will approach the realization of emptiness itself. So understanding then these 4 practices together with prayer, as well as the benefits that come from meditating on concentration and wisdom, then reflect back to the varying ways that were presented for how to cultivate the four opponent powers. One of them was where the antidotal power was to meditate on the six perfections. And that's what we've just spoken about here. So here I would encourage you, if you're wondering which type of meditation I should engage in, what antidote I should use, I'd encourage you to consider using the six perfections, because here one is explicitly meditating on the four primary causes that lead to a precious human rebirth of ethical restraint, generosity, patience, joyous perseverance. And you can include within this that of a placement meditation, as well as meditating on emptiness, and thereby all six of the perfections. And prior to that, when one was cultivating the opponent power of the basis, where one first goes for refuge and then generates bodhicitta, here one meditates on love, compassion, and bodhicitta. And this makes it a meditation not only of the Mahayana, where love, compassion, and bodhicitta is generated, but so too, then in the fourth opponent power, are the six perfections meditated on, from generosity through ethical restraint, patience, joyous perseverance, concentration, and wisdom. And then, having this as the daily meditation, when one concludes, one dedicates the virtue. And within your dedication prayers, you can include the final step or the final requirement to achieve a precious human rebirth, which is prayer. So in addition to one's dedications, one makes supplications, prayers towards one's lama, that in all future lives, may I be born wherever you are. May I come under your care directly at a young age, spend my life as your student, receiving teachings and training in my spiritual cultivation, and may I apply myself with great vigor. And as under your guidance, I develop ever greater spiritual qualities, may I live my life of greatest benefit to others too. In this way, fulfill your heartfelt wishes. So this is a particular meditation I'd encourage you to consider engaging in, a particular way to engage in the practice of the four opponent powers. And if one does so, it truly is a remarkable way to live a life of great meaning.
칼라다 되사다 기고슈 예대체 안에 거기 안에 거랑 기닝지고 미수이 통에 어디 기도 빼닝지도 신 거우시야기 기로 중고로와 그래서 개왕아마 그런 가르쳐 가르스는 진배님는 진바야고 땅이 제고 그런 체들이야 자야도야래 다 되서 기우래도 그런 진배되고 차되래 근데 그런 지금 수고 야고다 미차상기 통나 빼닝지도 가와 차상 거부치야지 그런 수행님은 님마 교황은 수고 공부기 되고 차리고 그래. 다고 길이 깨와데 가르스네 디비디 부츠름 마송하지네. 내가 길마 든절마 계속하래. 수름 손에 밀기 거래. 제자디 그 수름 마송이 깨인지네 내가 디리 어다 든절 깨와라.
If you think, who knows, perhaps you have one in your home. If you think of a dog that is particularly beautiful, so it's a beautiful dog, whomever sees this dog it really likes it. Wow, it's a magnificent dog, and it lives its life with good conditions, it's fed, it's pampered, it's cared for, and it's healthy and strong. Then this rebirth has come about in dependence on causes they've created in the past. In particular, we can think of generosity, because they have such good material conditions, and they've practiced patience well, and hence everyone likes them. This dog is much loved, and it's healthy and strong. But in the past life, the imprint that did not ripen was one of ethical restraint. Hence, the being fell into the lower realms. What did ripen were imprints of generosity and patience, but ethical restraint is missing. So whilst this dog is leading a very comfortable life, it's bound in the lower realms due to the lack of having practiced ethical restraint.
야 미 배양서 미 benjoya고 benjoy다 튕게 야고 슈 예되게 안에 수고 야고 인제고 미수이 통나 가고 예대 안 소소라 지금 와다 공부도 차상 상와 야고 예와 된시 쉐래 균에 도나메 중에 쉐게 삼로 균에 메팅에 응구로와 되네 어디서 대왕 어머니 진በት 출음소와 되네 밀리게 근데 진비 당원자 세대에 benjoya고 차야다 안에 경 서버 공부인자 세대에 수부야고다 미수이토나 가우차야 차래 지나다 철균에 도나메디견 철도 don여기니 메바디 경마 철이야 준비 준비면 마중이 긴기 나디네시네 지가 소리 최제기 되버기니 메도 철이긴데 도나마중어디 임센디로 붙여거래.
If we think of those in our human world, those who have been, of course, born as humans and have great wealth and comfortable conditions, and whomever meets them likes them and finds them attractive to be with, whether handsome or beautiful or just pleasant to be with, and they also have power and influence in their life. So generally, the kind of life that is aspired to by many people. However, they have no interest in virtue, in Dharma, no interest in Dharma at all. They may or may not be inclined to virtue, but they're not interested in the Buddha Dharma. So this person is experiencing the ripening results of having practiced ethical restraint well as generosity and patience, but not that of joyous perseverance. And due to the lack of experiencing the ripening results of joyous perseverance, they have no interest in the Buddha Dharma, and therefore spiritual progression is greatly impeded.
Dine yanjigi mi dinegi tungen cawa miliki tungen cawa na wongbo cawa an chue la dunir yuebe ne yanjigi chue sheken nyanya goga mara dang chue sheken jig marawa dang dini tone ganga tete susule chue yago dingen marawa dine ganga tete yungurwa diso ane gyawanga ma jimba dang surim dang sueba dang zunri nyamne jebare dine molam daya di de shuk chungwa chago jisa 망원바 나가 되는게 최전 기회 약고 최디자는 최셔하고 약고 라와 쇼스비 몰람 숙침보데 김마중비 견로 차고 돼서.
And similarly, if such a person though is inclined to the Dharma, has a great interest in the Dharma and is a virtuous person, but is struggling to connect with a teacher, to meet a teacher, struggling to come into contact with their teacher. This is because they've practiced well in almost all regards in their previous lives. Ethical restraint, generosity, patience, joyous perseverance. But they didn't round off their practices with prayer. They didn't make their supplications to the lamas. May they meet their teachers in the future lives, recognize them as such, come under their care and guidance explicitly, and train well under their care. Lacking that condition, they struggle to come under the care of a teacher in this life.
다 되네요. 저기 다치게 튕겨 차사 삼제 최 제비기 냠는 제비 고갑사와네. 단 직되네 가실야 직배 공자를 배 야부 공자 두거나. 되네기 최기 럽정치 남사신 투에 직비기 직과 장보지요. 제 남사신 투야 지 직지공고로. 가실 아직 배 되네잖아. 배 우주가지게나 자신야래 배 깔래 가고를 지름으로. 디수님에게 셔럽기 제바제랑기 셔럽기 공부 약고 여바디게 세대레네 신야래 레라요무래. 지사 정말 셔럽기 공부지 셔라 매바이나 세대레 되었다. 신야 깔래카다. 되네게 정말들 야가 저기 삼된 띵이들이야. 다시네 톱매나 두신 띵이 좀 공백이 다 두신 잠바데 시신 야네 야도 땡지 공백인지 세대레 공부이나 공디기레 라요하다. 안세 겨와마 되네게 전시신 땡제시라 공부 매바 셈 남양 장야를 망고 차되어이나 디 이견전 세대리아 안지 공디게 야보라 따다용마도 봐. 안디네 용고 제가 되네자 겨와마 메킹한 저기 시라다 삼단다 진바전 프지가지 진바로 서버 죽을 냠랭까지 숙체요 베네 당아도 된주기 밀리를 뭐지 톱제 될래 된될야 죄냠내제라 야하용고로 디나제 다지 지마 상와이나 내는 견뎌 충용지 용고로 하데 디르와
If you think of those who are Buddhist practitioners, they've achieved a precious human rebirth and have great interest in the Buddha Dharma, then we know that this is a person who has accumulated all 5 causes and done so well. But if that person, though, is struggling with their meditation, they're struggling with their analysis and investigation, they're struggling thereby to transform their minds, they find it's difficult to sit in meditation, it's difficult to concentrate in meditation, and when they are meditating, their analysis doesn't go very deep, their investigation remains superficial. Then, whilst they have developed the required causes of ethical restraint, generosity, patience, joy, perseverance, and prayer, they haven't developed well concentration and wisdom in their past lives. So here when we say they haven't developed concentration well in the past lives, it doesn't mean, or they needed to have cultivated single-pointed concentration. Not necessarily that. Rather, they didn't rely well or utilize introspection and mindfulness well in their past lives. And thereby, they don't have the ripening result that in this life, they are able to overcome distraction quite easily and focus on the meditation topic well. So not having relied well on introspection and mindfulness in their past lives, they struggle to meditate effectively in this life. Their minds are very distracted and easily, therefore, to give up their meditation. And similarly, if they are trying to meditate, but their analysis doesn't penetrate the topic well, they're struggling to gain a more profound, transformative understanding of the topic. This is because of a lack of familiarity with the cultivation of wisdom, the cultivation of analysis and investigation, of engaging in analytical meditation in their past lives. So from these various points, I hope it's clear that one needs to cultivate complete causes in order to be able to experience the best of conditions for continued spiritual progression, life after life. The reason I've mentioned this now is to highlight the great importance of accumulating all 6 causes together with prayers, because we are experiencing those results now, and it's imperative we accumulate all 6 of the causes of ethical restraint, generosity, patience, joy, perseverance, concentration, and wisdom, together with stainless prayers, so that we are accumulating the complete causes to ensure we have good rebirth after good rebirth.
다 가상 괜히 쉐바다 디링 다데 대시 쇼게 먼저게 냠len 제타고 삼다나고 셰디게 다도 쓰는 저기 다나 소소가에 지용 하나도 창마기 다데게 쉐바 나신제네 예침버지네 제화에 아 삼의 예침버 제거래 디네지 두스레 삼다나 다는 저기 가르케와 가르체베나 대시 쉐바 나신 저기 뭐하자 오래서 예침버래 쉐바 나신 당하나 저기 디네게 몇디링이 님의 숨기를 해야 디네게 즉 년부터 쉬고네 디고 장고비 균산다 장타당 안데네기 어두스네 셰비게 개와 저기직다 중세시 요래 제산데 개와 될라티 개와 디다 뉴발레 때네 근데 사기 템바티기 균이로 내바다 다 겨울을 묻혀다 서버를 묻혀라서봐 다 된생기 개고 담바다 간데시 요바 가와 요베네 차상 다 구세링도 템바다 안에 지코로 저기 잡을치는데 야부로 쇼서지 몰람자다 지그래 차상기 디스 몰람자고래 안데네 저기 개회자와 안델라티네 다 점블링나야 안에 지게 최 냠렌체가 간데 쇼베나 지차자다 냠렌체 발 바시에 탐체 시제 아니 튠게 가르고 있나 냠레 야보용아 튠게 야보 차상 상하제 튠 냠레 야보용아 쇼세지 뭐는게 직시에 나데네야 맞으기 왜 자와 데라 데네 다 점블인들야 안제다데 내염이 겐제 아니 내나서베 지미 망고 안디 내염 디점 마임바 지다네요 아니 직가도 점블이나야 미시겐다 셈젠 두로 간다 직배 시겐 망고요 디스차사 안다 이마오바나 깨와야 호실레제 아니 세마상보 제다 최님의 제고고야 보라고 쇼스 뭐는 제다 다다 내염되게 묘르 시와다 디멘비게다 나저 점블이나야 미 강아 같이 여반나 류긴 나자 다 심리 동아 강아요나 차상 강아 시네 차상 류나 셈 차상 디게 용어 쇼스 뭐는 제래 안다 타마랑 저기 나저 기디 이내다 상계 전주 선반 남기 파준 주기 냠된 제제 시행이 셈쟁이 돼 샹라 신유 동아세야다 디기 주변에 편바지다 제반하진 아주 있는 기디 이내 시행 셈쟁 동아세야다 디기 주변이야 근데 자와 개침부 제투버쇼 세제 어도 심만함 자제네 아니 사람네 사람 봐도 다 상계고 마토기 봐도 아니 샹리야 판별주야다 최념된 제제 디나신 당한 최제비 가블레하네 마도 최딩의 기회 신인되게 아니 제야고지라제 디니 냠네 제시하다 판도 개침부 제투 요르기와 쇼세데 만함 자레다
Our time together in this retreat is impermanent. This opportunity now is almost finished. We've been able to hear about a topic of great importance, as well as not only hearing about it, but you've engaged in meditations under the guidance of Venerable Tsepel. So over these few days, you've heard about why it's crucial to purify, and in detail, how to do so, where the imprints are stored, and in detail on how to eliminate non-virtue and accumulate virtue. So now we come to the end of our time together, so we come to dedicate this vast store of virtue that we've all, as a collective group, have accumulated. The way that I request that you dedicate now, whilst we're not physically together, but we will all dedicate together, is that all this virtue ensure that all sentient beings, without exception, all kind mother sentient beings, achieve complete enlightenment as quickly as possible. And that all holy beings in the world who are engaged in directly and indirectly leading beings to the achievement of full enlightenment, such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and all our spiritual teachers across the varying traditions. May they remain stably in this world, enacting their enlightening activities, and may all beings come under their care. And moreover, may all beings develop the causes and experience inner peace. May outer peace prevail throughout all the world systems and prevail the experiences of all beings. May all beings have all the conditions, the material conditions they desire. May they achieve these quickly in accordance with the Dhamma. May beings live in comfort, without pain, without difficulty. Wherever there is difficulty and illness in the world, such as the pandemic, whatever pain, such as the pandemic, is being experienced, may we dedicate this merit so it may come to an end. And moreover, may all beings, in whatever realm they find themselves in, achieve only good rebirths and accumulate the causes. May this merit ensure that they accumulate the causes that bring about the best of rebirths. A rebirth where they quickly, at a young age, come under the care of a fully qualified Mahayana spiritual friend. Recognize them as such, train under their care and guidance. May all the suffering across all realms come to an end. And from life to life, throughout this and all our future lives, until enlightenment is achieved, may we never be separated from the perfect Mahayana spiritual friends. Come under their direct care and with great enthusiasm receive teachings, and put them into practice, cultivate them in our minds with great diligence. And in this way, fulfill the heartfelt wishes of our teachers, which is through our spiritual development, turning away from the non-virtue of the afflicted minds, embracing virtuous minds, and acting under the care of their guidance, ease and eliminate the suffering in the world. So thank you very much. Thank you.